hypothetical. I don't know anything about the players or the game, you know.
Thought that was actually possible.
Yeah. So it's City to win the game and lift the trophy. Denzel Dumfries of Inter Milan's defence to commit 2 or more fouls, and he's an aggressive player. Erling Haaland to have 2 or more shots on target, which he's a fucking animal. De Bruyne to have 1 or more shot on target. Lautaro Martinez of Inter Milan and Edin Dzeko of Inter Milan to have 1 or more shots each, which is where it gets a bit, depending on how Inter play. If City pin them back, and this sort of that goes out the window. But a shot from distance still plausible because that's what people do when they pin back. Over 2 cards in the whole game, so 3 minimum. Gundogan and Grealish to have a shot on target. This is sort of basically this bet here is sort of based on City scoring quite a few goals and being quite attacking and winning the game, you know, because they're a force. Like, I reckon they're right proper. They lost the final a couple of years ago, and like this is treble. It's not just the Champions League; it's the treble if they win this. They're proper rolled up, so I reckon they're going to go for one. And for the game to have more than 3 goals in total, so it's 3-1, 4-0, 2-2, 2-2, and that's 600 quid a time. I've had one on before that was like 10 grand a turn. It's just like, again, it felt plausible, but there's a reason it's 10 grand. Often like 20 quid. And then I've got another one on 365. So again, City to win. And this is partly me thinking, right, if Inter Milan win this, I'm also happy. Yeah. Because I don't want them to win the treble. This is basically sort of me getting some. Hopefully, I'll get some compensation if City win the treble. This is kind of the thinking as well. This is so City to win, Haaland to score, Gundogan to score, but he's on fire. De Bruyne and Grealish to have at least 1 shot on target. Haaland to have at least 2 shots on target, but obviously he's got to score to get 1 anyway. Both teams to score, that's where it's also a little bit, you know, Inter Milan have got to score, otherwise this one goes out the window. I need to do something in the game. And the game to have a total of over 4 corners, which I don't recall a game that hasn't had that in my life. And the game to have at least 2 cards. It might be the way they're wording it. It might mean 3 cards actually. It says over 2. Like Paddy Power, like they put like over 2.5, so they mean 3. But this one just says over 2, so it might just mean 3. But that's 1,100 quid return because I use this boost as well. They give me this thing where basically it gives an extra 25% to the winnings, or for whatever your winnings. That's why I use this one. I was like, it's only 45 to 1. It's not like fucking 200 to 1.
Yeah.
People do win these sorts of bets all the time, basically.
What's the most you've ever won?
Not a lot. 89 quid. No, I think I've won like 200. But honestly, I've made less than 20 bets in my life. It's not a thing I do very often. Yeah. Sometimes if it's a special occasion and I'm watching the game anyway, so I think I just sort of give myself that extra layer of excitement.
Yeah.
Like I did with
involved in it a little bit.
Yeah. Like I did it the other day with West Ham's final, and also with City's semi-final with Real Madrid, because I really thought that'd be end-to-end. I thought that would be quite a good sort of one to bet on, where it'd be like, you know, both teams to score and Real to get loads of shots and blah blah blah. But City fucking pinned them like that, and just made them look like it was just a joke team almost. It was fucking the mighty Real Madrid. City are fucking Inter Milan. It's still a final, and Inter Milan have got like balls. They're a bit of a rugged team.
Balls, big ones.
Yeah, they're not like a. The Italians are pretty fucking. They're so passionate and fiery. Like that's why they beat England in that final. Like the worst thing England did in that game was scoring really early, because it gave the Italians loads of time to fucking. It's like a siege mentality. That's a genuine psychological effect, you know.
How
Fergie
fast
used
was
to use it loads.
how fast was it again? Was it like two
Minutes,
minutes?
yeah.
Yeah, there you go, aye.
But the thing is, Italy hadn't actually, I don't think, let in a goal all tournament at that point. Or maybe just one. And,
I kind of thought
yeah.
that was it, like, listing it as it is, and England's winning this.
No, I felt like, honestly, I just felt, because especially after the next sort of 15 minutes after that, I was like, no, they're getting control of the game here. Like, you know, our players are just. One thing England are lacking is like big personalities, like dominant leaders. Like Harry Kane's like a leader by example. It's a bit of a different kind of thing. You need like you need Peter Schmeichel just shouting, you know, or Tony Adams in defence. Steven Gerrard in midfield. Like, yeah, yeah. Like Harry Maguire is just such a fucking. It's not his fault he's been made Man United captain, but like it's really highlighted his weaknesses as a leader because he's not a leader anymore. Man United captain. It's not just being captain of Nottingham Forest, or you can be like the most experienced player. It's just too much press. It's too much such a high pressure position. It's not fair on him. He's made too many high-profile mistakes, just trying to play out from the back, and he's not good enough on the ball. So teams just know it as well, so they literally would have guarantee it's part of their team talk. It's like, oh, when Harry Maguire gets the ball near his own goal, just fucking hound him because he's your panic. Guarantee that's a conversation that's had quite a lot. Yeah, Fergie used to say things to like, create like a siege mentality. Like Man United sort of believe they're always under attack, and always everyone's target. Because Fergie used to just wind them up with shit, just like saying that they want to beat you lot, the envy of everyone. Like they always try and take your top spot. Albie actually said to me once, "This was one of the satisfying compliments anyone's ever said to me." When I was bartending for him, I was kind of at my peak as well. And I would smash everyone in takings, like love, destroying everyone. And everyone really tried really hard to beat me. But at the end of every night, everyone wanted to know how close they came. And he said to me, he's like, "You're like Man United, everyone wants to beat you." Like, that's his manager, and he's trying to sort of endear me to it because he knows I'm a United fan.
How would you beat them? Like, would you do like upselling or?
I'm faster.
Faster, more orders and stuff.
To break down bartending, what makes a faster bartender, it's hundreds of fractional things. Like obviously physically going, I know bartenders who physically go really fast but they don't get the same results. There's like to sort of put it into like
as well, like you can do like
yeah. To put it into like macro components, one of them is how fast you move, and one of them is like you don't want double moving, you don't want to retrace your own steps, you know, like so if you pick up the bottle of vodka, you want to only try and pick it up once.
Yeah, you know you've got to use it for the next order as well.
You do things like you'd hold all the glasses, there was techniques to hold like 5 glasses in one hand, and then you sort of walk with them to the back bar, picking up every bottle that you need to like do that and putting them all in the right components. So you never have to walk back to the back bar, rather than sort of like, you know, like getting 2 of the bottles, going back and doing the drinks one at a time. You sort of, every movement you're maximising. And then on top of that, it's just so many small details, like psychology is one of them. And I used to, like, I'd say to people just don't try and upsell. They think it takes too much time to say to someone, you know, "Oh, would you like a double?" But you can just sort of manipulate them to do it.
I used to be like, "Make it large." "Oh, go on, come on, make it a large." And they would always go, "All right." I just don't like force them to take it.
At Roadhouse, we pretty much just made them large as a standard, and then like, because most people would just, if they go, "Oh no, I only wanted a single," you just go, "Oh, I've got a double now." They just 99 times out of 100 just go, "Oh, don't worry about it, yeah, fine." So we just do it as standard. But I used to just, if they did really want a single, London's quite common to be a double as standard anyway. But what I used to do even in Brighton, where it's not double as standard, I basically used to just pick up the glass and start nodding while I say large, question, like as a question, but you don't give them the chance. You don't say single or double, giving them 2 choices. Say large, nodding, and you already start icing the glass up. And things like, if a bloke comes to the bar and they're looking at the fridge, I would already be down there with the fridge door open, put in my hand towards the beer bottles and touching the most likely ones, and with my bar blade already coming out of my pocket with the other hands, and popping the fridge open with my leg. So they probably, there's a really high chance at that point they just go, yeah, go on, two Becks then please, mate, and I'm already popping them. And then there's multitasking, yeah, that's a whole nother multi-serving, right? That's a whole nother element. But
I used to, for large and small wine glasses, I would always hold the large up to the face and put the small like comically far away from them, and they would kind of laugh and go large then.
oh yeah,
Large
that's
or small wine, and they would make it kind of funny, and they would always think like, alright, okay, yeah.
I mean, all those things are great, like personality stuff behind the bar. But if you're literally just talking about the facet that's putting the most money in the till, I would just do a quicker way than that. With wine, I would pretty much just forward. It's the way you set the bar up as well, and the way you set yourself up. And like I used to have Aldi stuff where it was like double vodka. I used to get 2 cases of vodka, rip the top off, and I'd crack the seal on the lid as well. And I'd put them in the speed rail behind me. So and for the first 2, I'd have pourers in. So if I was really busy at the time, I needed to change those bottles, I would have I'd grab one of the ones and pour in. But then when I get a few seconds, just like put pourers in the next one. But also I used to like my speed rail is a double speed rail. I used to have 2 bottles of vodka, like not next to each other in a line in front of me, like one, sort of, so they're behind each other. So that my arm movement as you sort of come up to grab one, the next one's like in the same trajectory, rather than have to move to the side to get it. And it's in there's a finger clamping mechanism where you just clamp the 2 bottles together with your 2 main fingers and your thumb, and it holds them against each other so they don't move. And basically, doing that, you pick them both up. So if it's double vodka, you're actually only doing the count for a single.
What's the
little things?
What's the biggest tip you've ever got financial?
As a bar team in a place that had service charge, that's kind of the tip. It's a lot of table service, so that's why you get at the end. A lot of places in West End are it's just service charges included. This place was like, I think it was £21.50. It was 13 for a single, yeah, £14.50 for a single, and a bottle of beer was like £9.50. So that's just to put it into context of the kind of clientele. We had Brad Pitt's birthday there. There was this one Christmas party for this. They were the agency that was the company that dealt with all of Chelsea Football Club, the German national team, the Super Bowl, the NBA, and their service charge was £7,000, and they wanted to tip on top of that to match whatever the service charge was, so it was £14,000 between like 25 of us. But physically myself, I've walked out of over 500 quid in a night before.
Good hell.
That was like literally this twatty American that I got to start a tab, but didn't realise how much. He was one of the owners of like IBM as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a proper New Yorker, a dickhead, so I got him to sort of manipulated him to set up a tab and then leave.
Cash coming at his bunghole.
Yeah, he didn't even notice. He honestly put like a 250 quid prepay behind the bar, bought like 6 drinks, and it was just like, is there anything left? It's just like, what sort of fucking money do you use? This was Roadhouse. This is like quite a sort of, anyone can afford to drink that sort of thing. It's on the higher end of the spectrum for the working class, but yeah, it's not. And cocktails were still £9 at this time. It wasn't silly. Like spirit mix was £8.80. Bottles of beer, I think, were like £4.50. We're not talking proper plush plays where you're sort of thinking, fucking hell, arm my legs.
Yeah.
You get some, honestly, Mahiki, for example, that's where, like, David Beckham, if he comes to London, he's going there. It's right by the Ritz. And I've been there for a drink a few times just from knowing people. That, I know the bar manager, so we got to actually go. I've been able to go to this place like on a Wednesday night and just have like bottle service for free and stuff because bar manager's with us. But there's literally just like girls there waiting to find a Premier League footballer. They've got no money. Like, they're just drinking soft drinks. And like we were with these 2 Italians I lived with at the time. Fabio was a bit mad. We was like, Fabio, go find us some women. We were just sort of half joking, and like, okay. 10 minutes later, he just comes out with 2 really fit sort of, Instagram type girls, 22, Oz and they just wanted the drinks basically. but he got it. You know, they're around. They were probably just having our drinks until the a footballer came in or something. But it's fine.
Mm.
Loads of little stories about Baws. I'll write it down one day.
What is this? Head down and personal equipment altogether, right, so there's that one of it. Right, let's go.
Did hope quite a few City players have shots.
Mm.
Welcome. Thank you. Just hold it a
Do
second.
you think they'll ever make a first person Final Fantasy game? Weird.
I've always thought it's quite hard to do it with like slashing type weaponry anyway. Don't like it. I just much prefer the, even third person.
Mm.
Tomb Raider as it was once known. I could really do one of these bets coming in. It'll be so sweet if one of them does.
The game started.
It should have done because it's gone 8 o'clock, but I think there's an ad break on the YouTube channel.
Where is it? Is it France? Is it?
Oh shit! No, what's happened is I've gone back on it. That's what it's on. Could have been a few stacks gone already, realistically. I'll be able to check them.
Where is the game? What?
Istanbul.
In Istanbul.
Where the stadium where Liverpool did that amazing comeback in 2005.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Sure.
AC Milan, when the AC Milan had the most ridiculous, like it's like an all-stars of all time kind of. The defence literally is Maldini, Cafu, Nesta, and Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool got to the final and went 3-0 down in like 30 minutes, and then came out in the second half and just aroused sort of Steven Gerrard, just rallied the troops and they got a 3-0, like penalties. Dudek saved a penalty from AC Milan as well in the actual full time, but then they basically won on penalties, and it was just it's gone down as one of the greatest Champions League finals of all time, but also one of the best footballing comebacks of all time.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, they are 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in, so.
Yeah, I need to get to this thing here. Because Retro sports.
I want loads of shots, come on lads, City to score early. Don't know what this Denzel Dumfries actually looks like at first glance, so I need to work out who he is.
Mm.
I think he's American, he's black. And he'd be in defence. Then to score 2, or I can see 2 fouls. I think that's in number 2.
Street Fighter 6.
Corner. Sweet. Well, I'm not worried about the corners one coming in at all, because it's a really low amount of corners. Oh, sweet. That goes down as a Lautaro Martinez shot on target. That's that one done. Straight away. What I've noticed about betting this way though is if you've still got quite a bit to come in towards the end of the game, you're just like, well, I'm not going to get all these boxes checked off by final whistle kind of thing. But I've not yet experienced being on the verge of winning this kind of money, betting like this.
Okay. It's 3351. 3351. I must test this out. Fuck. What's this, man?
This would really help me out if I get one of these coming. I'm fucking sick and tired of worrying about money constantly, I'll tell you. Honestly. It's always on a knife edge. Not as much of a knife edge as it was at that period, but, you know.
Yeah, you don't know that,
yeah. It's just constant, man. Not, like I say, as heavy as that, but.
Right time, right. I think it's sussed this out.
Put it this way, right now I can't afford to miss 25 quid, so that's the best way to look at it. I do always gamble really cautiously as well, like, honestly. Definitely not a
Yeah, you gotta
habit you want to pick up.
make sure you're good. Used to get a wee bit of chance.
I've got a couple of friends who reckon that overall they're up. You know, it's kind of just a bit of a hobby. The way they see it is just like every week maybe 5 weeks they'll lose 20, 30, 40 quid a week, and then every now and again they win like $1,000.
Yeah.
Or you know something that. But I am mindful that a lot of people would love to tell themselves they're up overall. Do you know, like. I've always believed it's legitimate, I've just never understood it, but it is just that dopamine thing, I suppose, isn't it? City on the attack, come on, someone shoot.
Spinning bird kick!
What do you want?
Engage!
Oh, then go.
What would you do if I said, oh wait, I need to go away for a bit, and you heard, and coming on now for Man City is rich. You just go, I'm fucked, I'm totally fucked, let's bet that.
Can I help you?
I'll be a bit surprised how you managed to get there. That's so quick.
Just heard a helicopter coming, and you're like, "What are you up to, Richard?" "Oh, I'm just drying my hair.
Just got Wi-Fi on the helicopter.
Just drying my hair." You'll be like, "Ooh, wow. I know now, it's Rich. Oh my god, it's Rich. He's fucking shite." Rich in the penalties. "And in a rare occasion, we're going to have Rich take every single penalty." Like, is that a rule? Is that a fucking rule, FIFA? It is fucking now. That's the famous line.
In the same vein as man fighter or bloke fighter, as I'm going to try and push as the title subliminally, you could do bloke football. Just like little indoor football cages of just
You
like
could,
a fat bloke.
you know, like how FIFA is run by a bunch of people. They could have like a night out one night, like a Christmas night out, and they come up with an official rule when they're steaming. Like, one man can play in the World Cup final, selected at random, and just total forget about it. And then they wake up and they realise it's an actual rule. And then the man they pick is just some fucking bloke. Like, randomly pick a bloke, and he's got to play for like Portugal or something, or fucking Italy. That'd be brilliant. Brilliant fun.
There was a joke going around because Haaland where he's so good, but yet he plays for Norway. They didn't qualify for the World Cup. They should just have a rule just for this World Cup where every team can once in the tournament call on Erling Haaland for half an hour. Everyone gets a wild card and you're just allowed to go, "I summon Erling Haaland," and dun, 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 and he storms down. It's airlifted.
Jesus Christ, it's going too fast. Slow down. Fucking hell.
Inter's fucking midfield is actually making it very difficult for City, which is rare.
It was a fight, yeah! Skip for skip.
Alright, go on, get across, someone get a fucking shot on target.
Mine.
Sure you can! In my sights! Somebody said welcome! In my sights! Not going to take!
Again.
Somebody said welcome! Somebody said welcome!
Oh yeah, I found out the other day there's this West Ham chant.
Sure,
It
it's
started-
family friendly.
Well, this chant in particular started off with some random, it was like Will Grigg for like Huddersfield or someone shit, you know, it was just almost a bit sarcastic, but it was just going for a really big scoring one. With that Free From Desire as the tune. Will Grigg's on fire, your defence is terrified, Will Grigg's on fire. Na 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 na. And it can be used for a lot of players, as you can imagine. And Jared Bowen, the West Ham, he's a striker, so that comes like this. Jared's on fire. And he's actually going, you know, Danny Dyer's got a daughter called Danny Dyer.
She the one that was on a reality show.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah, he's actually going out with her in real life. And his chant is, Jared's on fire, and he's shagging Danny Dyer. And Danny Dyer Senior, he's actually he's a hardcore West Ham fan. Like, he's proper, so he's got to stand there in the crowds with everyone going. But to be honest with you, he's probably like, well, if anyone's going to be shagging my daughter,
he's got a sense of humour, man.
yeah, exactly. And I reckon he would be like, if anyone's going to be shagging my daughter, I'd like it to be the geezer who's got the last minute winner in the cup final for the Mighty Hammers. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's that sort of bloke. He'd be like, well, if anyone's got to shag her.
He's he is really funny. I see him on, well, he used to not for a while, but like on panel shows and that, and
He's a cool
talk
guy,
shows,
yeah.
he's really funny.
He was the place I worked in
Aware
Zante
of
in
his
a year.
place in the
Yeah, yeah.
Hollywood type universe,
The
celebrity
place I
style.
worked in Zante, like hired him. He DJs, but like, you know, it's not fucking particularly technically difficult DJing. It's more just the fact that it's Danny Dyer and he just sort of gets on the microphone every now and again and goes, "Let's have it, you slags." Like, it's only like a couple of grand, but he's quite a little, you know, a draw for that sort of environment. It was a year that I wasn't working there, so I personally didn't get to meet him. But yeah, he come out and done that, and one of the girls actually got off with him, but like he is married. He's just a bit of a rascal, but he is who he is. You know, like he's just a geezer. Like, he's not making any qualms about trying to pretend to be sophisticated Hollywood actor. He's not particularly Hollywood, is he? He's just British.
Oh, celebrity. Up there.
Yeah, yeah. I met a handful of British film stars at Ryan's funerals. I met, I saw them, you know, across the aisle, sort of thing. I didn't say hello, just given the circumstances. Like, do you remember in Lockstock? Have you seen Lockstock?
Not since it was out, like 1998 or something.
Do you remember the actual? Do you remember the storyline where there was like those guys growing the weed?
Briefly remember it.
It was basically the people that were growing it for. There was a black actor as part of one of the henchmen crew, and he was there standing there. Craig Fairbrass in Brighton the last couple of days, and he put on Twitter like, I'm up at the Comic Con because I think he does like video game voicing as well. So he's at Comic Con for some reason.
Yeah.
And, he tweeted like, "Yeah, come say hello." And I was really tempted. It's right up at the Amex. So but I didn't know if he was doing a particular. He was doing a meet and greet, and I knew I might, you know, yeah, I did just see him tweet that he was just down the beach yesterday as well.
My pals, we've got a Comic Con in Edinburgh in November. My pals and Elijah Wood meet and greet thing. Get a photo.
Yeah.
He signs 3 items, I think that is. Quite cool. You had to pay the £90. I think it's a charity thing, I think, but Elijah's getting for money, like. So like, he's a big Lord of the Rings fan, so he'll be loving it, like. What would I know? Head to something. Shankus. He's wanna fight you, you can. Come here.
Spinning vertex. Engage. Fight. Show you can tell.
Absolutely battered.
That's Harlan had a shot. That's one.
Let's take it up a notch. Let's get on the gear. Let's get on the gear. Let's get on the gear.
Oh, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne's apparently had a shot as well.
Nice.
Maybe I'm slightly behind. That was.
Spinning vertex. Engage. Fight.
Is that a shot from Grealish?
What do you want?
Spinning vertex. Engage. Fight. Spinning vertex. Not good.
I've got my guy in a short black skirt and a sleeveless a turtleneck sweater.
And a short what?
Short skirt with a sleeveless turtleneck sweater.
One thing that can be a downside to this as well, though, is if one person gets subbed off.
Mm.
But so just thinking De Bruyne's down and injured, but he's done his bit.
What can I get for you?
His bit.
How hard do you think it would be to rig a UEFA Cup final?
Pretty damn hard, and probably get found out. It happened to Juventus. They got penalised like horrendously a few years ago.
Mm. You see my guy who's get up in Street Fighter. Ridiculously sexy. What about you?
Bird kick!
Come on, Haaland or Gundogan to score.
Letting up a touch in king! Fight!
Ridiculous, man.
Spinning bird kick! In king! Fight!
Still with me?
I'm scared of this button. Street Fighter will let you take pictures during the fight. That's kind of strange. Screenshot.
It's crazy.
Let's go to.
Did you know that Messi's wife is his childhood sweetheart?
Really? I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
She,
She
Ed Sheeran, he remarried. Was Messi to his childhood in high school sweetheart, yeah.
Yeah, Messi was. They were just friends when they were like, because you know Messi had to leave for Spain when he was like 13. It was like a big decision.
Mm.
Basically, they got separated then, and it's a really romantic story when you think about it. Because they were friends before, sort of started. You know, it was boyfriend and girlfriend, but you know, only on that level before he went away, and then he just had a tearful goodbye, and then yeah, he you know. I stayed in touch and whatnot, the rest is history, but probably played a big part in the stability in his life, having that woman that knew you before and everything like that, because you know, you've got loads of... I imagine there's a whole element of like, who do you trust when you're that rich and famous, you know, like when it comes to women. And... Now I met Isness, she was just a store clerk in Gucci. Just into her fashion and modelling, trying to make it, but then yeah, just went out and came in shopping. It's like, right, on, you know, make her my girlfriend. They seem perfectly nice. They don't have scandals, those two.
Round 1. Fight.
George Best lacked their first instance, right? You know, in his life was obviously he didn't have because he was just out all the time. And, I think he got in with the Beatles as well. There's an era where the Beatles was that high. He looked like his hair and everything, good looking roaster.
October.
He was the first sort of casualty of it. Gaza. Gaza's his own unique case, obviously. He's like a Balotelli. Just a different era. You know Balotelli, the stuff he's done.
I love when he couldn't put on his high vis vest.
Balotelli.
Yeah, he couldn't start to do. And then in training you put on like a vest if you're not for like a team that's not wearing the uniforms. You couldn't suss out how to put it on it.
Mourinho apparently started to say, and people have verified this, I think it'd be good if he had one brain cell. He was meant to be like natural talent wise, he's almost like autistic for it. Yeah. And he's just too much of a fucking idiot, like he couldn't play with people. And Mourinho has a story like his manager he had no, all the other strikers were injured, he didn't have an opportunity to bring on another striker. I think one of the only other strikers did get injured. Like Mario Balotelli's got like a yellow card in the first half. 14 minutes of the half-time break. And like Mario, don't tackle anyone. Really double it down. I wouldn't believe. The whole team talk was just like, Mario, whatever you do, just play without the ball, etc. He said, first minute of the second half, Mario gets yellow card. He just drove to a women's prison, just drove in. What are we doing? It down.
Jamie wins.
I think he's a bit of a Rodney.
Yeah. He's got childlike tendencies. That's what we say about Rodman, was he was kind of like a child, he would obviously apart from the drinking and the drugs, but when he was like, instead of going on like fancy tours with a team, he would just want to go to a theme park and he'd want to do fun things instead.
Yeah, Balotelli like set fireworks off inside his house and
I can remember that.
Then he became like a face for firework safety in Manchester. He's been known to just, another one of his is he drove around Manchester once with just like loads of cash, just drew out several tens of thousands of pounds, just driving around going, do you want some money? Here you go. And when asked why, he just went, because I can. That's pretty cool though. They are all pretty generous. It doesn't annoy me when people pay for footballers, because they all realise it. Like, you never hear about a top footballer, do you? I mean, I suppose you do have them kids that their dads are players, but you know, that's still got to be good enough. But yeah, they grow up in a bit more wealth. One of Beckham's sons playing for Brentford. No, he's not that good. Brentford. I think he's in the reserves as well. I've been watching some of the women's highlights quite a bit in general. And honestly, they're more violent than the men, I'm inclined to say. They fell on each other. Actually punched each other in the face and stuff.
Oh man, you see my character, like, he's so super gay. He's wearing like a sleeveless white turtleneck, thigh-high boots, and a short black skirt. And he's like, there's like a sort of hub where you go in to play online. And the guys on the decks, like playing the music. Oh man, so funny. Just properly Brighton vibes.
Brighton vibes. Is that what you said, Brighton vibes?
Aye, it's like, this is what you would get in Brighton right now.
Yeah, no, it literally is.
Amazing.
There's actually one girl, I must have told you about her, but I call her, in my head, I call her a walking rainbow. She's just everything head to toe, including her mohawk. You know, she's like shaved her head and got mohawks, like a proper punk rocker, like really long one.
No.
And every single part of her body, she's just a walking rainbow. She's got Technicolor Dreamcoat. She's the most moody looking person you've ever seen.
No.
Sort of scowling, but a walking rainbow. Oh, that's done. Please foul someone. Sweet.